So my brothers got jobs delivering papers. I got a job babysitting. I made 50 cents an hour back then. It was big money. And we helped out. I had to buy my own clothes. I had to buy my own glasses. My mother just couldn't afford it. She did the best she could. And I don't say that so that you'd feel sorry for us or feel sorry for me. This happens to so many people. But I also believe, and my husband and I say this to our own children, never despise small beginnings. And so often God allows suffering and hard times to come into our life. Because when that does, that can be used to buffet us, to make us better people than what we ever thought we could be. We learned clearly the value of a dollar. We learned that necessity was the mother of invention. And we learned how to stretch like never before. It was the greatest lesson we could ever learn. I became a Christian when I was 16 years of age. And I went to college and worked myself through college, as my husband did. We got married after college, and we started to try. We worked really hard. We pulled together capital, and in time, we built our own business. We own 2 clinics, and we're proud of the fact that we are able to provide jobs and turn a profit. And again, I say earning a profit is a good thing. And I believe in earning a profit. They are the backbone, the miracle job creation engine of this country. And unlike Barack Obama, I don't believe that people who earn $200,000 a year are billionaires and millionaires, and that they should have continual tax burdens placed on them, like somehow they're big evil in this country. They aren't big evil. They're what's right about America. They're investing in America. They're turning America around. My goal will be to turn the economy around. And the good news is we can do it. Honestly, the formula is not that tough. It's actually possible to be able to do. Number one, the federal government needs to shrink so that the private sector could grow. This isn't that hard. Let me just give you one brief example. At the beginning of the recession, and I know they tell us we're in a recovery, but at the beginning of the recession, there was only one employee at the Department of Transportation that made $170,000 a year. 18 months into the recession, there were 1,690 employees at the Department of Transportation making over $170,000 a year. You see, government really swung into gear when the recession came around. The rest of us were tightening our belt while they were having a big party at our expense. You see, it's very possible for government to tighten their belts and to pull it in. And that's where we begin, by cutting back on government spending. It's entirely possible. And as a tax lawyer, I will tell you, the tax code is 3.8 million words. If I had my way, and this is what I hope to do, I would like to see the end of the tax code. Let's put it out of its misery, and let's bring about a new tax reform, and have a tax reform that's very flat and very fair and very simple, so that your tax form is about the size of a postcard. We can do this. It is entirely possible. And if any of you know Art Laffer, he is the great economist. I love Art Laffer, and Art Laffer loves this idea of mine. I told Art that just like when liberals come in, they have the mother of all spending bills, I want to have the mother of all repeal bills. And my goal would be to take the $1.1 trillion in job-killing regulations that job creators have to deal with every year, put those in one big bill, and get these 13 extra senators, and we push that through as well, and that really opens up job creation. I am the chief author of the bill to repeal Obamacare, but I'm also the chief author of the bill to repeal Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank. Congress, Congress, I was assigned to the Financial Services Committee, and my chairman was Barney Frank. That has been my time in Washington, D.C., and I saw how he dealt with this financial meltdown, and it isn't pretty. They have taken all of the elements from government that helped lead to the economic meltdown in September of 2008, and they decided to make them law, institutionalize them. And so now we're seeing credit seize up. We're seeing that it's very difficult to get a mortgage and to get to the credit that a business needs. And so my goal will be to also fully repeal the Dodd-Frank bill as well. We have some free trade agreements out there that need to get passed. And here's something else that we could do immediately to turn the economy around. There's $1.2 trillion worth of earnings that are overseas that American companies have already earned. We have the second highest corporate tax rate in the world. Why not have the tax that's called a repatriation tax? When you take money earned overseas, you already pay tax on it overseas, and when it comes into the United States right now, you have to pay an extra tax when you bring it into the United States. Why not have a 0% repatriation tax? You'd immediately bring $1.2 trillion worth of money that the taxpayers don't pay tax on or pay interest on, and you'd have that money washed across the American economy, not through government's fingers, but through the people who earned it in the most efficient, effective way you possibly could. Do that. It will work. And beyond that, we also have the great gift of American energy. I say legalize American energy production. If we legalize American energy production, we're told that we would create 1.4 million high-paying jobs. Why in the world wouldn't you? Because the benefit would be to increase American energy production by 50%. This is the great untold story that maybe they didn't tell you on the evening news. The Congressional Research Service put out a report this year that said the United States is the #1 energy resource-rich nation in the world. We have 25% of all the coal in the world here in the United States of America. And President Obama recently had to put some rules on hold because his rules would have effectively shut down 20% of all coal-fired plants in the United States. And we derive 45% of all of our electricity from coal-fired plants. You want to see brownouts and blackouts? The President of the United States had to do that, or we would have even seen more jobs lost across the United States. But even better, we have billions and billions of barrels of oil here in the United States, in the Atlantic, in the Pacific, in the Gulf region, the Bachmann oil field. I've been up to Anwar. I've seen this is one of the most perfect places in the planet to drill. Drill! Why not? We've got it. Let's access it responsibly. We can do that. We also have one of the largest finds of natural gas ever found in Pennsylvania. Now the EPA, which is the job-killing